Hello, Luella Morris here. Happy Valentine's. So it's Valentine's season, and many persons who are looking for love and companionship are concerned with compatibility. They want to know, how do you determine compatibility right off the bat so that they don't waste their time going through options that are not the best for them. Now, there's a way to discover this, and this is by using the theory of the five human types. I found this to be one of the most effective, if not the most effective way to determine compatibility very quickly. Now, this is a very old theory, and it was created by Elsie Lincoln Benedict and Frank Payne Benedict back in the early 1900s. And they determined that your physical features and physical characteristics were very telling of certain psychological characteristics of you. And once you can read the physical characteristics of a person, you will know who that person is. And therefore, you can read out if they match your physical psychological characteristics as well to determine compatibility. So they determined that there were basically human types. Five human types. And we're going to get into them very briefly today. We're going to determine what your primary type is, what your secondary type is, because nobody can be just one type. What your primary and secondary types are, and who you will be matched with best. So let's get into the types. The first type we're going to look at is the alimentive type. The alimentive type. You'll need to get a mirror for this so that while we're talking, you can assess yourself. And you need to be able to see your face very clearly. So we're going to be assessing you based on your face, and you're going to do it for yourself. So here we go. The alimentive type is the person whose face or body type is based on the circle. Do you have a round face, or are you of basically round physical characteristics? Then if so, you may be of alimentive type. So what are the psychological characteristics or traits of the alimentive type? Well, first of all, these persons are concerned with comfort and luxury. They may have a bit of a challenge keeping weight off. They're also very easygoing, happy, fun-loving people. That is your alimentive type. Next, let's look at the thoracic type. The thoracic type, this person's body type or face shape is based on the diamond. This means that the widest part of the person's face is by the ears. Are you of thoracic type? What are the traits of the thoracic type? These persons, they usually have a long torso, but primarily they're highly emotionally expressive people. They love to perform. Usually they're found in the fields of the arts and entertainment because they love to perform. They're expressive and creative. They're usually the social butterflies, life of the party. Okay, let's move to the third type. Third type we're going to be looking at is the muscular type. So you need to compare. This person's body type is based on the square. Do you have a square face, or do you have square hands and square features? Then you may be of muscular type. What are the traits? Muscular type people are usually very practical and hands-on. They are good at fixing things with their hands, be it fixing a car, be it fixing a piano, or be it in the theater room where they're operating on you. They are good with their hands. These people are also very hardworking, committed, dedicated, and they're the cornerstones of society. This is a muscular type, but obviously I'm not of muscular type. My face is not square. So let's move on. Now let's look at the osseous type. This person's body type is based on the rectangle, because the word osseous, we get that from bone, the word for bone. Okay, so this person, you'd expect them to be your skinny bony person. right? And the traits of the osseous type person, besides having a long face or long limbs, long skinny limbs, they find it difficult to keep weight on for very long. Okay? Also, osseous types are known for being pioneers. They are known for charting territory, entering new markets, and charting new courses for things, changing the course of history in many ways. Osseous type people are also very stubborn, steadfast, rigid, and unswerving. They may disagree with you just for the fun of disagreeing with you and being on the opposite side of the fence. So this is your osseous type person. Now I must say, osseous type people are not everybody's cup of tea, simply because of their characteristics. And finally, we're on to our cerebral type. Notice it's shaped like the heart because for the cerebral person, the widest part of the face is the head or the forehead. Are you of cerebral type? What are the traits? Cerebral type people usually have larger heads or foreheads in ratio to their bodies, or even their heads. The larger forehead for the rest of the face or the larger head for body, right? And cerebral people are just what we think they are. They are big on theoretical knowledge. They are the thinkers and the reformers of our society. They bring new knowledge. They are the writers, the poets, the scientists of our society. Now, what is the formula? Have you discovered your type? Can you tell what your main type is? I guess by now you would have realized that we're all not the same. And maybe for the first time you're becoming aware that we all have different shaped faces, differently shaped faces, and that is very telling of our characteristics. So now, what is the formula for compatibility? Notice I'm trying to condense this information, right? The formula for compatibility is that your primary type and that person's primary type must be the same. In this way, it's guaranteed that you get where each other is coming from at the very core. You get the very core of the other person. Okay, you understand their values and they will naturally, there's a natural understanding of each other. So if you're cerebral, let's say you are osseous cerebral. If you're osseous and then cerebral, this means that you have to find somebody who is primarily cerebral, and also their second type must be opposite to you. Okay, so first type equal, second type opposite. Osseous cerebral will need to be matched with somebody who is osseous muscular. Why? Because the cerebral and the muscular opposites. This one is highly theoretical and this one is highly hands-on, and so on and so on and so on. So that is just one example of how the compatibility works. So once you understand what your primary type is, you understand that you're looking for somebody who is matched with your primary and opposite to your second type. And you know what I've discovered in real life? That you're naturally attracted to the person who fits this formula that's opposite to you. And you're going to find that you're also naturally attracted to somebody who fits this description. Cerebral osseous person is naturally attracted to the muscular osseous person. Okay? So what is your type? What is your human type? And who are you most compatible with? This information is a lot. I tried to condense it. It's very interesting information. But if you'd like to know more, feel free to message me and ask. Okay? So have a wonderful Valentine's. Until we see again.